Yo, what is up guys? Mogul here, and today I'm going to show you the only Black Adam guide you'll ever need. We're going to talk about all of his moveset, we're going to talk about his perks, we're going to talk about tips, tricks, and some bread and butter combos to really rack up the damage and go for good kill confirms on Black Adam. Let's get right into the video. Alright, here we are in the lab. We're going to talk about Black Adam perks and perk loadouts, things of that nature real quick. Starting with the signature perks, we got Circuit Breaker. Black Adam deals additional damage to fighters, debuff with shock. So whenever you have shock on yourself, let's watch this here. Now we're going to apply shock to the Shaggy, so he's got shock. So that will do more damage than it will if he wasn't shocked. Pretty much a lot of Black Adam's moves apply the shock debuff to the opponent. Always having that shock up on the opponent is really good for doing a lot of damage on Black Adam. Good thing to watch out for when using that perk. But this one in twos is pretty good. Hierarchy of Power. So basically what this one does is usually when Black Adam uses the up tilt, the static shock goes to him, but now it goes over to Shaggy here on our team. What this will do is A, it's a really good get off me tool if your friend, your ally is getting comboed, as well as B, now the ally with that shock can apply the shock debuff to enemies now. Now, as for perk loadouts on Black Adam, triple jump, I pretty much always run triple jump. It's just really good. I've been playing around with flammable. Projectile speed for like his side special and things will make it go faster. You can see it's a lot quicker than if you do it normally. Other good ones, any of the clocks, red clock and green clock, CoffeeZilla, are both really good on him because you're going to be cycling a lot of cooldowns. He's got a total of 6 cooldowns at his disposal, so having those will really improve your combo game and things like that. So I usually run something along the lines of this for my default loadout. But generally, same ideas for your perks as you would for most other characters. Anti-projectile things, things of that nature. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and break down Black Adam's moveset. We're going to start with jabs. 1, 2, 3. The third one is a command grab and slams the opponent back towards the other way. You can cancel out of any of them. Something like that. You can turn any way with the jabs. You're not locked into going to one direction. The command grab does, in fact, break armor. So the third hit of this will break Wonder Woman's armor here. As you can see there, the third hit does break the armor. It's a little bit situational, but that is something to keep in mind with that command grab, as most command grabs do break armor in this game. The next move we're going to talk about is Black Adam's forward air. Very good air tool. You can unfortunately not cancel out of the first one on landing. I'd like to see that be the case, because then that'll extend the combo game even more. I don't really like being locked into the second one if I'm chasing them on the ground, because it has more landing lag, but it is a very good combo finisher. Keeps them up. It's also a very decent kill move at higher percent and closer to the blast zone. Like on a Wonder Woman, it's probably killed 120 or so, where he's at right there. Very good move overall. You'll be using it a lot. Next move we're going to talk about for Black Adam is the neutral attack. We'll talk about this, and as well as the Nair is the big old clap. Both of these hitboxes are extremely large and do pretty good damage. Did 8 damage there with the ground bounce. 15 damage by itself. It also has very good knockback if they're at a higher percent and you hit that with an edge guard or something. Like if you're sitting over here, you can do something like this and go into that to cover another option, and they'll probably get blasted over to the blast zone there. This is a really good get back on the stage tool, since the hitbox is so much bigger than like his whole entire body. That entire like front of him is really the hitbox, and then when you charge it, it gets even bigger. You can see how I got a little bit bigger there, covered past his boots there when we charged it all the way. If the enemy's kind of rushing you down, trying to go for an edge guard or something, you can fly back on and just boom or something to cover your safety. Very good move overall. Next move we're going to talk about is the down tilt for Black Adam. You get 3 charges of that electro little wall that pops up out of the ground when you slam your fist into the ground. So there's 1, 2, 3. This is obviously affected by cooldown perks, and it'll hit from anywhere as long as the enemy is on the stage. This is a good combo starter. You can do that and go into like down tilts, something like that. If the enemy is chilling on the ledge right here, boom, slam them into the ground and they'll fall to their doom. They'll kind of get sent out this way, so you might have to do a little bit of a off stage there, but you can charge it a decent amount, The damage goes up with it, and has a bigger wall of explosion. Overall, this is a really good like ledge trapping tool, as well as a combo starter. As well, if you get really good at this move, you can also extend combos with it with that punch hitbox. If you get the punch hitbox, then you can go into like down air or something to continue your combo. We'll talk a little bit more about his bread and butters and extending combos and things later on in the video, so stay tuned for that. Now let's talk about Black Adam's best move. We're gonna get it right out of the way. It's a chargeable down air. It's a huge hitbox of really cool animation. I like the little, kind of like a half bicycle kick he does, right? This move is very, very big. It extends pretty far out in front of him. It hits at a cool little, like an angle, like it'll send diagonal right or diagonal left, so it's not straight down. However, that makes it even better to kind of keep gimping recoveries. The down air is also a great combo extender, especially in the air. Then you could combo it into like a fair or something. But basically, this is kind of the general gist of how to extend combos on the ground or in the air. Down air is a very good tool for it. Next move we're going to talk about for Black Adam is up tilt / up air. It's the same move. On the ground, it gives you that little lightning bolt, which is a hitbox, and it gives you the shock. You can see his hands were electrified there, so we would be able to apply shock to the enemies, like we talked about with the perk earlier. In the air, you can see it'll never give the lightning bolt in the air, only while it's grounded. It's a good combo extender, as well as good damage. This is a really good juggle tool. Between that and then your forward air jab. Very good move. You'll be using the lightning a lot, especially on the ground to like extend combos and things. Something like that. Neutral special in the air. Watch what happens when Tom and Jerry uses his tennis balls here. 1, 2, 3. And then you can hit them away. You see that? Now I can reflect tennis balls back at Tom and Jerry. So basically what happened there, any light projectile, after you use your magnet ability, we'll call that the magnet. 1, 2, 3. Magnet. It'll repel them towards him, and then you can hit them away. Very anti-light projectile move there. So definitely put that in your kit. It's very good at stopping lights. Now let's talk about grounded neutral special. We get this little beam that he shoots out of his hand. It is aimable. You can aim it in 45 degrees either way. You can charge it, so it goes farther. And then watch what happens here. I'm going to hold up after I get the beam onto Arya. So I'm going to send her airborne. What happens if I do it down now? I slam her into the ground. I'm slamming him into the ground to extend my combos. This is also a very good neutral tool to just kind of keep them at bay a little bit. Obviously, it does have another cooldown. If we take that away, it'll go on cooldown. As you can see, it has the little hand wand, lightning zapper thing mark. Now let me show you something else that's pretty cool here. Let's get Arya over a little bit. Maybe one more jab. Okay. Now I'm going to neutral special. Watch what happens with the wand. You see how it kind of went through Shaggy to get to Arya? You can do that with projectiles, allies, and enemies. Something to be mindful of with this trick is you're only going to send both teammates in one of the directions. You can't go up on the Arya and then down on the Shaggy. Let's try it here and see what happens. We're going to go down on Arya and up on Shaggy. Down, up. See how I couldn't get the Shaggy to go up? I already commanded the beam to push them down. So keep that in mind if you do get the extension. Now up special. Pretty simple. It's just this little flight. You have a little flight meter down there. Very good recovery mix up here. You get 2 of them. So let's do a dodge. You still get your 2 jumps and all your stale options and things. It's the same as on the ground and in the air. Just pretty much a repositioning and recovery option. You do get 2 of them though. So he has a very good recovery in that sense. Now we're going to go ahead and show the down special on Black Adam. This will be easier if I use Bugs Bunny. We're going to use Bugs Bunny. We're going to have our opponent here use the down special bubble. Check this out. Bloop, big bubble. Let's hit him with a rocket. What? Okay, well, let me try the safe. What? All right, maybe the pile work. 4 projectiles, anti-projectile by that little bubble. It's a really, really good anti-projectile, both lights and heavies, as you can see when we use the Bugs Bunny here. It does go on cooldown after he uses it, so let's do it one more time. We got that, we got that, we got this. Let's do 2 pies here. Obviously 4 hits and it's gone. Now we're going to switch back to Black Adam and show what happens if we can do some cool things with the down special. Let's get him to just be idle. Now when we're at Black Adam, there's cool things we can do with this. Watch this. You see how it flicked it away? It reflected our orb back towards the enemy opponent. It's a very good mix-up option with our side special, which we'll talk about in just a second. Obviously, if you're inside of it, it won't count. There's not a lot of projectiles that go through that move, the down special. Velma laser does. That's an important thing to remember. Velma laser goes through down special. I don't think Jerry does. Let's double check Jerry here. He literally just ceases to exist. He's very anti-Tom and Jerry. I love that Jerry just kind of like disappears. Now let's talk about aerial down special. We got this little double zap here. Now watch what happens when we hit the enemy with it and try to jump cancel. You see how much faster that is? You can make it true into itself if you're quick enough with the jump cancel there to keep the enemy in hit stun, and then go into like a down air, into the forward air, whatever you want after that. A lot of cool mix-ups you can do on his recovery with the down special, as well as combo extending, which we'll get to in just a little bit. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about the side special. It looks like this. You can fast fall it at any time. Mid-air, there is 2 charges of it, so now you can see the little arrow. A little bit of end lag is gone when you do it like this, versus if you do it like this. You can see it took me a little bit longer to get the jabs out than if I did the fast fall there. You see that? That'll be an important tip to remember if you're trying to extend combos with your side special lightning bolt. Now let's go ahead and talk about some Black Adam combos and bread and butters. My first combo starter that I'm going to show you guys, as well as an extender if you hit the punch portion of it, is the down tilt, because it cancels into your best move, which is your down air. If you do it fast enough, you can get Shaggy to ground bounce, then you can do something like this. And that's 60% every time. And it only uses 2 cooldowns. So definitely practice doing this at various ranges. Sometimes you might need a dodge jump to get the extra distance. Like let's say if we're from here, you can dodge jump and still make it true. And the faster you get it, you can even get a ground bounce off of the Shaggy. See right there, we ground bounced him. So now this is fully true, and he has no dodge windows. That was a 70% combo. So now let's talk about his jabs. His jabs are a very good either A, combo finisher if you do the 3. That's a good finisher to slam him behind you, and then you can go after him with like a down tilt or down air. Or if you do the 2, you just do the set of the first 2 jabs. You can combo into each other jabs. Watch this. You see how that's still true, but it's 2 sets of jabs? That's 10% right there. If you do a 3rd set, they'll be too high and they'll fall out. But that's how it's a really good extender. So in the 0 to 60 here, you see I'm going to extend it with jabs here before I do the up tilt. And then you can do something like that, or you do a lot of mix-ups after that lightning bolt. Usually I go for the down air there, but the fair is a very good kill option like we discussed earlier. Very good combo finisher as well. But you can see the jabs are very good at extending the combos. They have a pretty decent disjoint on them. And then backswing or whatever you want to do there. So between your down tilt and your down air, as well as your jabs, you can extend a lot of combos. Now we're going to talk about a little bit trickier of an extension. So if you do this down air punch, you can cancel it right into the down air like we just talked about from a distance. But the punch has a little bit higher of a hitbox. You can see I kind of hit him once, and then I punch the ground, and that's the second box. If you time it right where they land, like off of a lightning bolt or something, you can extend the combos into another down air. It's very, very tight, but here's what it looks like. The timing is very tight, so it's pretty tricky. Definitely worth practicing, though. That's how a lot of his combos are going to even break, like, the 80 range. Right now, we can get that 0 to 60 or so pretty consistently. In order to extend that further and to get some really high skill ceiling stuff with Black Adam, the upper box on the down tilt is going to be the high skill ceiling combo extender. If you get good at that, you're going to hit some pretty nasty combos with Black Adam. So now I just want to mention a little bit of what the neutral game is going to look like for Black Adam. These sparks are really good at getting away from people. So if they're in your face in a lot of pressure, use your sparks. Because then if you hit them, you can go and start doing your combos, right? Another good combo finisher that I'd like to mention really quickly is the side special can lead into your neutral attack, which is your biggest damage move. It does 15 damage. I had to double check. I was pretty sure it did 15. You can see that is the best way for it to be true. You can do it airborne, but it's a little bit tighter. You see that barely missed his hurt box. On the ground is pretty consistent. But definitely practice all of these ideas. Personally, I'm going to keep practicing going into the neutral attack as well as my cancel timings. It just feels like Black Adam has a pretty high skill ceiling with a lot of these combos. And it's going to take a lot of practice to really dial in to be like a top 4-esque character. I think he could do it with the amount of high skill ceiling he has. It's just going to be it's going to take some effort to get him there. So there you have it, guys. There is your Black Adam guide from the #1 assassin player. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you post them in the comments below. I try to answer every single one that I can. Make sure you also subscribe to the YouTube for guides, gameplay, montages, all sorts of cool Multiversus content on the channel. And click the bell icon, you'll know when it goes live. As well, you can always hop by a Twitch stream. We stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're always doing viewer games and tournaments, checking out the new characters, all sorts of cool stuff over there, tier lists. I'd love to have you guys be there, play some games with you. It'll be a great time. In the meantime, though, I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you all enjoy Black Adam, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.